We are back with another Saturday summary, and today we have got a lot of convos to have. Some of them may be very uncomfortable. Some people owe me apologies, and I may owe a couple apologies to some players as well today. So tuck in, lock in, get your popcorn, or to be fair, it's like midnight, 1 a.m. when you're watching. So I guess have your Weetabix or something. We're going to be, as always, going through the big Premier League games, then La Liga, Serie A, Liga, Bundesliga, etc, etc. You get the point. And for like 3 games per league, we'll discuss properly, in depth, go through each player who I felt played well, who had a bit of a, meaty game. But again, you know how it works by now, so let me not waste you man's time. Last thing I'll say beforehand, I'm going to do it from now, from early. You know what to do. We're on the road to that 100k subscribers plaque. In fact, we're very close to 40,000. So hopefully, by the end of this week or maybe next week, we're going to hit 40k and then we move on. But anyway, let's tuck in, man, because we've got a lot to speak about. As you can see here, there's going to be some crazy convos for the Serie A one. But of course, we start at lunchtime. The beginning of the day was the Arsenal game. It was Big Ange might arrive at the Emirates with his Nottingham Forest team. And as I said on my TikTok video, Forest got chopped down, bro. Literally, mentally, physiologically, whatever. Madueke was chopping these, man. And look, that's my first one already. I may have been unfamiliar with Madueke's game because it was not one time, oh, you cooked my man, 2 times, 3 times. Bro, it was happening again and again and again. He would beat a man, cut inside. He would beat a man who go out wide to the byline. I said, hey, what's happening? I started holding my head again because I start seeing there was one attack where I see Murillo holding his hamstring. I see bro, every fullback there, and then Milenkovic at centre back as well. Everybody was fighting for their lives defending Madueke. Now, I know we're going to speak about it, and again, we're going to get to their team later on, but there are going to be lots and lots of Chelsea fans who tell all of us, oh, like, no, this is how he plays all the time. I've seen it already in my TikTok comments. The video's been live for like 5 minutes, and they're all saying, no, he plays this every game. No, this is normal. If it was so normal, Chelsea would not have rushed to sell this guy, and Arsenal fans would not have been so reluctant to accept this guy in their team. So let's not pretend like this performance is normal. But also, it's important to note that I'm going to give you a spoiler from now. This is my man of the match, and it shows you that not only are we pointing here for our go and sub, but we're pointing here when I refer to Excel spreadsheets. Because no goals, no assist, that's my man of the match. In fact, the person who scored 2 goals, first one, a Zubimendi Zoukla 25-yard banger. I'll be honest, at first glance, I thought it was a screamer, top bins. When you see the replays, it's like, okay, it kind of, the keeper probably should do better, but he's kind of, I guess, blindsided or whatever. But regardless, when you're used to guys getting the ball and then passing it backwards, you're like, yeah. Someone just hit it at a time, man. These things happen when you take shots. Now, for the rest of the game, obviously, let's also add the caveat beforehand that a lot of Arsenal's, let's say, best players, if you will, were not there, right? Saka has been their best player. Obviously, he's injured. Declan Rice, I think, got played this season as well. Was rested. Saliba out. Odegaard went down again, by the way, in like the first 10 minutes. This is becoming a slight concern. I don't know if it's like a shoulder, kneecap, the toes, whatever. But he keeps on going off injured in the first 10 minutes. So, obviously, Ethan Nwaneri came on. But I'm going to tell you, man, something now. The football was flowing. This wasn't like, alright, boom, wait for a corner and then go bag a header. To be fair, like, obviously, the actual first goal was a Madueke corner that got headed out and then he volleyed it. But in general, bro, the flicks and tricks that I was seeing, guys, even Gyökeres got involved a couple times. Now, I want to speak about Gyökeres. In fact, no, let me go in a little bit order because Eze, I'm on my feet. I'm on my feet with what Eze was. And guess what? I don't think this guy even made one sprint. At any point, this guy will get the ball, jogging, slowly, comfy, just jump over like a little bunny hop thing, and he's gone. He's beat his man 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And eventually, it led to an assist right at the start of the second half. This is the man who we're going to speak about as well, Victor Gyökeres. I think everything that I've been explaining so far has kind of come to fruition because, as I said, this guy is not going to look pretty, bro. You're not going to watch Gyökeres and think, yeah, you know what? This guy's cold. Because, like, he's not doing them things. There were a couple nice flicks that were, out wide to kind of Fury. And I think maybe like Eze one time or Madueke. But in general, the little 1-2 link-up thing, he's not on that. Most of us, when you're watching, like, football in general and it's not your team, you watch because you want to be entertained. Gyökeres don't give a damn about none of that, bro. His thing is just, he's like a robot, if you will, where he just wants to score goals, bro, and that's it. He don't care about like any kind of, you know, like he does have a bit of link up, like I said, but he does not care about trying to beat 3 or 4 man and do dribbles and whatever, bro. If he sees the goal, he's banging it. You know what he reminds me of? This is not even for those of us who remember, slightly it is. If you guys had FIFA 08 on the Wii or FIFA 09 on the Wii back in the day, and there was a game mode, yeah, 8v8, where you're in like a little playground and you're all the Mii characters and you get the nunchuck and you just swing it, bro. Anytime you get the ball in the half, you just start shooting, bro. Shoot on sight. No one goes on Nintendo Wii to play FIFA and then you're doing like, you know, step overs or dribbles, bro. You just banging it anytime. And that's what Gyökeres is doing. And somehow, some way, this guy is top scorer currently. And like I said, every game Gyökeres plays will be a Twitter fail comp that people are going to be making until he scores. And then it's over. You got to obviously delete your footage. So yeah, he scored a second goal. And then Zubimendi rose highest to score the third goal for Arsenal, 3-0 against Forest. And to be that comfortable against still a strong Forest team. Look, obviously Big Ange is here, so they try to maybe adjust a little bit in terms of, you know, Nuno probably wouldn't allow his team to get caught out that easily. But this was a very comprehensive win, and one that surprised me, because normally when players are out, you're thinking, it's a bit shaky. No Saka, no Saliba, no Odegaard. You might struggle a little bit. But another man that I'm yet to mention, Mosquera. When I was sitting there watching Arsenal, Liverpool and Man United preseason games, they were calling me a clown. They would say, ha ha, look at this nerd. He's watching United versus Malaysia All-Stars. But when I watch those games, I start seeing things. And Mosquera is someone that I'm sure you guys remember if you've been subscribed since the very beginning of this daily videos thing that I've been doing for like probably 50 days now. The moment I saw Mosquera preseason, I say, yeah, he's him. I don't know how you're going to get in the team because Gabriel and Saliba are there. But when they're not, you are a more than capable replacement. And I'm someone that, like, again, you guys know my thoughts on centre-backs always. I'm not a fan of timid centre-backs. That's the polite way of putting it. So in the less polite way, I don't like losers at centre-back. To me, you cannot have losers at centre-back or at striker. Other positions, you can have losers and timid guys. Like, you can do your thing. My striker needs to be deluded levels of confidence. And my centre-back, you need to think you're the guy as well. So, you know, big respect, Kiwi. Obviously, he padlocked Mbappe home and away against Madrid. But you're always looking a bit shy and whatnot. You know, the same with, like, Christensen's and stuff. Like, you might be good defenders, but you just... you can't be my guy. Mosquera is one of those people that is the complete opposite. He is going to make it. I think that's everyone that I've really needed to cover in that game. I mean, yeah, Zubimendi, look, fair play as well. Like I said, he got a brace. He's finally, I guess, arriving, if you will, in the Premier League. I've been saying it's been a really slow start. Did not like the Liverpool or United performances. Felt like he was hiding a lot, but nevertheless, you know, he's done what he needed to do. Gabriel was solid as always. Timber, the same. Calafiori, the same. I mean, Arsenal have conceded 1 goal the entire season, and it's a Szoboszlai rocket from like 35 yards. So I guess maybe they want to try and get that a crazy Chelsea 15 goals record. I don't know. But we move on to... Well, look, I'm not going to lie to you lot. The 3 p.m. games, they were dead, bro. So I'm going to skip all of them and just say big respect to Voltemada. That was a nice header. He got his first goal. I'm sure people are going to be shouting at me already. All I've said to you guys is he might be a calm, you know, player. I don't really know. I've not seen him enough. All I know is 90 mil for half a season is crazy. That's all I said. But really good header. Looks like he's off to a flyer. Hopefully, for Newcastle's sake, it can continue. I'm going to go to 5 p.m. straight away. Or I can give you the scores just in case somehow you don't know, you're under a rock or something, or you wait for the video. Bournemouth obviously took the lead against Brighton. They pulled it back. Bournemouth 1-2-1. Crystal Palace Sunderland was a 0-0 draw. Fulham drew with Leeds. Fulham beat Leeds 1-0. Everton, Aston Villa was a 0-0. And now we get to West Ham Tottenham. West Ham, I'll be honest, I don't want to rub salt in the wounds because I know you men are hurting already. But what are we going to do about this stadium, guys? Because it's not working, is it? Upton Park, the Boleyn Ground, whatever you want to call it, that was a serious stadium, you know. Close to the players, close to the fans. Everyone is just, it's a cauldron. This stadium there, it's everybody come and eat. It's everybody come and eat, free of charge. How many times has your stadium been emptied, bro? So Spurs, it was a day of, I guess, first for them, if you will, because Saar continued his incredible form this season, by the way. And not just because he's scoring goals. Obviously, we're not goals and assist merchants, but it just so happens that he's playing really, really well and also scoring goals. This time, a header assisted by Xavi Simons. Obviously, Thomas Frank in charge of set pieces. We know now Spurs are going to be deadly from those set pieces. Then Souček basically ruined the entire game. The moment that he got that red card, it was like, yeah, cool, game over. Spurs went and scored again. Bergvall, to be fair, this header was crazy though. Speaking of Zubimendi's header, that one maybe you could argue was a little bit lucky. There was nothing lucky about Bergvall's header. The way he leaped like, I was going to say like a salmon, but that's too bait. What other animal leaps up? Like Salamander in the Beyblade, the Bit Beast, where he jumped like that, like that. The way he leaped, I said, yeah, fair play. That's a great goal. And then Van de Ven completed the whitewash, and once again, the West Ham fans, all you see are the white seats. And look, maybe let's not be quick to judge and have assumptions, right? Perhaps they were on their way to the Tommy March, if you know what I'm talking about, over in London. Maybe that's why they were leaving early. I don't know, but worrying signs yet again for West Ham. Not ideal. And the last Prem game before we go to Spain. Actually, I'm not going to go to Spain next. I'm going to go to Italy next before I go to Spain, because we've got to speak about Juve Inter, the game of the day. But as I said, Brentford v Chelsea. Although, do I have permission to speak about the game? I don't know. I'm starting to get the feeling, guys, and trust me, other fan bases know you don't want me to get this kind of feeling. But I'm starting to get the feeling like I don't want to speak about this team anymore. Because no matter what I say, people just start crying. I make a prediction of a league table, and I say that Bayern Munich and Barcelona might beat Chelsea. So therefore, I'm going to have them to lose those two games. Oh, here they go again. They hate Chelsea. They underestimate Chelsea. Yeah, but how can you have Liverpool and Arsenal when we had the Club World Cup? I like, it's really, really rattling to me, guys. I understand that on like TikTok and Instagram and whatnot, but when you guys do it on YouTube, it rattles me, because you guys are meant to be the ones that you hear me speak for like 5-10 minutes. How do you still misinterpret everything I'm saying and assume that just because it's not what you think and because you're insecure, it's hate? So look, I'm gonna give it a week, but just know that we're on the yellow card right now. If it continues, I'll be real, I don't need to wake up with headache all the time. I will just stop speaking about Chelsea. But alas, let's tuck in to what happened in the Brentford-Chelsea game, because it was Jordan Henderson and Enzo going band for band. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. They're going to say, oh, you can't say that. Enzo won the World Cup. Sure, big up the World Cup. That's really helping him in this game today, where Henderson played an incredible through ball. Like, it was a counter that I didn't even see it. And the fact that it's Jordan Henderson of all people, someone that is not meant to be known as the guy for the Pirlo-esque passes, if you will, splits everyone. Kevin Schade runs through and bags. And to be honest with you, the goal was coming, because he had a similar run a couple times beforehand where, again, Brentford are getting in behind. There was one where Thiago kind of flicked it like first time to Schade. He tried to cut in and shoot. Oh no, sorry, I can't say that, because apparently I don't watch the games. I just look at the results. So actually I didn't know that happened. My bad. But let's continue. So 1-0. To be honest with you, I won't say Brentford dominated in any way. It was more of like a 50-50 kind of game, right? There was a lot of bad performers on both teams. I felt as though Chelsea's defense today wasn't really up to par. They obviously tried to run with the full centre-backs thing, and it turns out that it's not as easy as they would try to suggest, which is definitely interesting for Fana right back and Hato left back. Hato really struggled, to be fair. I don't know much about Hato, so I can't really judge him. For Fana, I know he's not good enough anyway at centre-back, so definitely at right back, that guy's going to get cooked. That didn't really surprise me. Cole Palmer came on, and then the game changed, to be fair. Endo started seeing more of the ball. He started playing more passes. Chelsea started putting the pressure on Brentford, and lo and behold, Cole Palmer got his first Premier League goal from open play since all the way back in January 2025. For those of us who remember, that's how long ago it was. We're giving it for those of us who remember. And then at that point you think, okay, yeah, you know what, cool. This is where Chelsea win it from here, because Moresa will make the subs and whatnot. And lo and behold, a Caicedo cracker, literally like barely any backlift. The way the ball, when the ball spins, like what's it called? It's not backspin, is it? Is it underspin? It did something really nice. Anyway, bro, the goal was really nice, and we thought Chelsea had won it with a Caicedo goal there. But alas, Chelsea were given a taste of their own medicine, if you will, for this season, whereby they've been kind of doing the cheeky little set piece themselves this year. But Brentford, the last minute, the bees gave him a little sting because they've launched it like Rory Delap under Tony Pulis. Fabio Carvalho has found himself right at the back post. Why? Because a certain someone's left him unmarked. His name is Garnacho, number 49. This is someone who, look, I don't even, sorry, I'm just pausing because I don't even know where to start with this guy, bro. Not only is he a bad football player, in my opinion, and when I say bad, I mean relative to other professional Premier League footballers, but he's gassed because he scored the Puskas Award one time. Big ups to him. He's not even like a nice person where you're like, you know what, I want to support this guy. I want to see him do well. I don't want to see that guy do well, bro. You and your brother got to pattern up, and lo and behold, he's there napping. And when he was on the pitch, when he came on, he was trying to do the runs, and he was running too far. He would try to do a cutback. He would miss his man. I was not feeling like a natural game. But I have to also be honest, someone that I thought would be decent is Gittins. He's not had a good start. Let's call a spade a spade. Gittins and Garnacho, so far, look far worse than Madueke. Now again, Madueke's thing could be he might play well for like 2 weeks and then that's it. Saka's back and we forget, you know, Madueke existed, or he goes off the boil. I don't know, innit? I don't know. But Gittins, I feel like there's something there. I also really rate Esteval. Garnacho, he'll get you the odd contribution here or there when he plays 15-20 minutes. Cool. Are you gonna gas him up because he's gonna come and sit on the balls and he's gonna do this or whatever? You wait. You screenshot this. He's gonna come and do this. When he scores a goal and he'll sit with the players, they're gonna sing "Viva Garnacho," but in a London accent because he's no longer in Manchester. Guys, he's not a good footballer. Sorry to tell you. But 2-2. On to the Champions League, I suppose. Obviously, a few players missing and whatnot, but good to see Cole Palmer get his goal back. There's not a lot really to discuss other than that. It was a bit of a meaty game up until like the second half. Let's go, like I said, to Italy before we go to Spain because we want to speak about Mbappe. But Italy, Juve v Inter. This is the one that I said, yeah, this is probably, I mean, so far, I'd argue game of the season, maybe. Liverpool-Newcastle was good, but this one, because of like the heated rivalry between them that dates, you know, decades and decades and decades about who cheated, who didn't cheat. Well, a certain man who I've criticised a lot in the last few months, Lloyd Kelly, opened the scoring for Juve, a Juve team who are looking to kind of increase the gap on Inter. Obviously, we know last year was Inter far ahead of Juve. Now, the tides are low-key turning a little bit, I'll be real. But then, a Hakan hammer snatched the lead and made it an equaliser. But Yildiz, with his own contender for goal of the day, bang, rocket. And Yildiz, I'll be honest, I think it's getting to the point now where he's doing it so consistently, he probably has surpassed Arda Güler in it. We'll speak about Arda in the Madrid team, but he's probably surpassed him at this point, I think. Nevertheless, Hakan equalises again. And what's funny about this is like, if you watch the matches, yeah, it would tell you way more than just opening the scores and seeing what happened. Because I'll be real, Hakan was terrible, guys. Hakan Çalhanoğlu was really bad. But yet, he's managed to score 2 bangers. So it's like, if you don't watch the game, you have no idea. You think, oh yeah, what a player. He's so beast. He's got a great strike. I don't think that's ever been in question. But as a midfielder, like, I'll be real, the whole Inter midfield got completely ran ragged today. He's made it 2-2. Then finally, this is where the chaos kicks in. So after it being 2-2 for a while, Marcus Thuram of Inter scores a header from a corner. Again, another team relying heavily on set pieces. A DeMarco corner. The header goes in and he walks off, and I'm thinking, oh, like offside, or was it a push, you know, disallowed? I don't know what's happening here. Why are you not celebrating? Then eventually he gives it the little, you know, whatever celebration he does, he starts doing that thing. And I'm like, bro, what, are you fuming or something? What's wrong? I understand your dad is Lilian Thuram in the stands and he's obviously a Juventus legend, but you're his son. Just go and celebrate, bro. Do your thing. Well, it turns out the reason he didn't celebrate was because he could see the choke coming already, guys. He knew what was about to happen because moments later, his own brother scored the equalizer to make it 3-3, and he snatched his own celebration, guys. He snatched his own celebration. He said, yeah, hold that. Did both of them. He started doing that thing as well. He was doing all that. I said, wow. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for the Inter fans who were already fuming, and added time adds its dagger. Now the reason why this was funny, I'll be like, obviously it's funny because it's 4-3 in the 91st minute or whatever, but I don't know if it's like a screenshot of it. Sorry, I'm not gonna get a picture because I'm not gonna go watch the whole game back to get it. But there's a moment where you see the referee cam as he's scoring the goal, and you see the Inter player lying there like that, bro, like he's been squashed like a bug or something, bro, or like Perfect Cell, just like, not Perfect Cell. You know when Imperfect Cell was going around absorbing human beings? And then they're just lying there in the city floor like that, bro. That was my man. Or you know the advert in the, sorry, if you're from London, you know what I'm talking about. On the bus stops, when they say, oh, don't walk in the road, be careful with your Oyster card. And then they're lying there like that. That's what the player looked like. I forgot who it was that was even lying down. Sorry, I'm just saying the player. Somebody was lying down like that, bro. They were suffering. But yeah, 4-3, Inter lose again after the Udinese loss before international break. Worrying signs. The other Italy game I'll cover before we go to Spain, Napoli. They went away to Fiorentina and they absolutely packed them in. Rasmus Højlund. Is he back? Because why was his goal slightly cold? The way he ran into space and still finished it at bottom corner post, and then I said, hey. Obviously KDB scored his penalty as well, so they went 3 up. Fiorentina pulled one back, but I mean, the game was already done. Napoli won. It looks as though Napoli are going to be the favourites to win it this season, which is good, I guess, for my sake. I predicted them to win the league this year, so, you know, big up to them. Now we go to Spain. And, of course, we go to Madrid. We don't go to Madrid. Madrid went away, Sociedad, and Mbappe. I think I've said it enough times now to the point where you lot are probably going to get tired of it. But that being said, this is the best player in the world. I'm sorry if you cannot see it. I don't know what more has to happen for you to understand what I'm witnessing, but this guy's too good, bro. Within like the first minute, this guy gets, I guess, an assist, if you will, but he was, again, millimeters offside, and perhaps it's because he's got that new trim, right? He's doing the sponge thing. I said, hey, Mbappe, with the sponge. Like you're from Southeast London. Fair enough, big respect. So that didn't count, but in the end, of course, Mbappe is going to go and get his goal. Again, incredible goal. When he gets the ball, I'm saying like the area he gets it, basically any other player, I have no confidence in him scoring from there or even reaching the goal from there. But this guy, it's like he's running, like the speed that he's going, it doesn't make any sense, bro. The players are right near there by the ball, and somehow he gets there first, pushes it past them, and then wraps it in his usual fashion where you don't know if he's going to finesse it like an Henry in the bottom right corner, or his own trademark recently. I say recently, it's been like 5-6 years, but you get my point. His own trademark where he wraps it towards the keeper's near side, and that's what he did this time. Then the assist for Arda's, bro. Let me tell you, this guy, yeah, I don't think you understand. Like he's, you know what it is? It's the little, when you see Mbappe do that, like he's jogging one way and he gives you that one, I'll be real, pack your bags and just go yard, bro. Just go yard. He's that kind of guy that like, in my secondary school, I remember there was people that were like on our, you know, lunchtime football teams or whatever. The kind of guys that would kick the ball against the fence and then go around and chase it. The kind of guys that could control ball like that, you just leave them, bro. I don't even try and tackle them. I'll just ruin my shoes and they'll start talking like that. So when I see guys that start kicking off the fence, no, I'm not involved, bro. Just leave me to do my thing. So Mbappe right now, this season, or today specifically, he's flowing like Jean-Antoine Nollet, who discovered osmosis flow in 1748, for those of us who remember. And he's also a Frenchman, so that's how you know they got the kind of telepathy there. But yeah, big up to Mbappe, crazy. Atletico got a win, finally. They packed in Villarreal. I say packed in. They run out comfortable winners against Villarreal. Big up Pepe though, player of the month. You guys laughed at me when I put him in the video. You said, why you yapping for? Why you waffling? Guess who else won? Grealish as well. So I got both of them. Fair enough. We go to Germany, where I spoke about Højlund being back. We've even got Serge Gnabry back at Bayern, bro. 2020 Serge Gnabry, COVID times. I ain't seen this guy run this fast in like 5 years, bro. Bayern won 5-0, another Kane brace. Diaz scored. Pavlovic, it was a very lovely team goal that Pavlovic scored. So again, you know, big ups to Bayern. But is anyone surprised? Every game is going to be 3-4, 5-0. This is not a shock to us. Let's see it in the Champions League, as always. And Dortmund won, which is good because that kit, by the way, one of the worst kits I've seen, bro. Big up Dortmund, but that kit is honking. But of course, Guirassy scored as per usual. And in France, I mean, not much happened, right? Monaco got a 1-0 win and Nice got a 1-0 win. There was nothing. I didn't watch those games. I'm going to be real with you. So, you know, I guess big ups to them. The big three in Netherlands also won. PSV, Ajax, Feyenoord. I know that because of my Akkers, they all landed. So thank you very much. My Akkers were doing fantastic. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I think I wanted to cover for the Saturday games. If anything that I was forgotten about, let me know. I can reply to you in the comments and whatnot. I try to get this out as quick as possible because obviously it is midnight. I got to put a TikTok first and this video. So if you do appreciate the daily content, do like the video, do subscribe. As a reminder, every Monday around 4 p.m, I'm live on Twitch doing highlights like match of the day of all the top 5 leagues and beyond as well. We're going to watch all the games, discuss who played good, who played bad, way more in depth than this, right? I'm going to be live for like 3-4 hours so we can discuss any single player you want to talk about. But yeah, that's been today's review. Big ups to everyone who scored, big ups to everyone who won. Let me know as well, obviously, because I only have 2 eyes. Let me know what team you support and did your team win today, whether that be, you know, a team in Japan, South Africa, Nigeria, League 1, League 2 of England, whatever team you support. Let me know if you guys got 3 points today. Congrats if you did. If you didn't, there's always next week. In a bit. Bosh.